Today we're working on our tilt deck trailer Eileen. It's a Howe Brothers 1992-ish vintage tilt deck trailer. I acquired it last year from my stepfather. It's got a new deck on it and we're going to give it a little bit of love. We've got an issue with the tongue. We've got a little slop in there. We're going to swap out some hitch pins, see if we can't fix that, maybe weld in some spacers, some washers. I don't know really what we're going to get into. We're going to work on adding some more tie down points, and then we're going to install a hydraulic piston to leave it tilted when there's nothing on the trailer and you're getting ready to load, because right now I got to hold it down with my foot and then kind of drive on some paint in the neck. I went shopping. I got a lot of parts and we'll see where today takes us. I'm sure that we'll get the welder out. I'm sure we'll have the grinder out. I'm not really sure what to expect, but we got a lot of work to do. And then I might even tell you how my dog got arrested. It's kind of a funny story, but also a little bit scary. So stick around and we'll get to work. So I went shopping down at the old Tractor Supply and I bought a couple of hitch pins, and we're going to swap out the ones on the trailer. Those are just basically bolts with holes drilled in them for cotter pins. And then there's a lot of slop in the tongue, and I bought some washers. I'm hoping that the holes are maybe ovaled out a little bit and I can weld these on. They'll also act as spacers to take up some of the slop and then strengthen up the tongue a little bit. I don't think it's going to fall off anytime soon, but it just kind of wobbles all over the place. The trailer actually tows really well. It's a torsion axle, 3,500 pound axle. We're going to give it a little bit of love here. We're going to see if we can take the tongue off. I got this thing set up with jack stands in the front and the back, so this thing shouldn't fall over. Here's the first pin. It's basically just a bolt with a hole drilled in it. Oh, sucks to get old. Alright, I'm gonna drop the jack a little bit. Get some pressure off this pin. See this tongue box right here? We put this on last year. I did a video on it. We put the tongue jack in the box on it, and this box is absolutely watertight at almost to a fault. Okay. It holds a little condensation in there. Okay. All right. There it is. Okay. All right, I gotta get some wiring out of here, I think. Let's see, which way do I want to go with this thing? Okay, there it is. Pretty stout. It's not really going anywhere. Same thing here. I wouldn't even really. Lucy wants me to throw this goddamn frisbee. Speaking of dogs, Echo got picked up by the police the other day. I don't know. Let me tell you that story. All right, these are the new hitch pins, 3/4 inch diameter. You can see they fit pretty good. I don't think adding the washers is going to do much. Maybe I should just add a washer on there and measure the thickness. I'm going to say there's really nothing wrong with these holes. I mean, I could probably weld these on there and it would take up a little bit of slack, but see if I can get some measurements here and see what the difference is between this and this. So anyway, there I was, minding my own business. I was at work and Angela called me and she says, Echo's got out of the house and he's down on Beaver Street. Now Beaver Street, if you go that direction, it's about less than a mile, a little less than a mile. It goes downhill through a neighborhood, pops out on a pretty busy street, and there's a river. And this lady found him sitting on the porch. And thankfully she was nice enough, she called the cops. And the cops called Angela and they brought him back home. And I got here just as Echo was getting out of the police car, so that was kind of funny. But we were worried about if Echo got out, where was Lucy? And I was able to look on the blink cameras that we have, and Lucy never left the yard. So she paced around out here in the driveway, and she was, I guess, looking for Echo. And then at times she would go out on the back deck and she would sit on the back deck. It was a beautiful sunny day like it is today. So we dodged a bullet, so we feel like Echo figured out how to work the latch on the sliding door. So now we have the proverbial wooden stick jammed in there. But yeah, kind of scary, kind of funny all at the same time. But yeah, you just never know with dogs. 7, 8 years we've had these dogs and not one issue. Now all of a sudden Echo is a felon. Look at him. Our washers are 0.12. So if I did put the washers on, I could get some of the slop out of this thing. So, hi Lucy. I think I'll probably put the washers on. All right. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Now the question is, did I make it too wide? .45. Let me go check the tongue now. Oh my God. Fat guy in a little coat. 2.65. And if I add another washer, it's 0.1. Should work, right? In theory. I'm gonna leave it with just the one extra washer on there. All right, I'm gonna put the tongue back on, I hope. And then we'll do a nice blended paint job. Hammered bronze, I think is what it's called. Should I put the front pin in first and then pivot up the back pin? I might try that. I had about one more person. Okay. Now, you know what? Just for funsies, I'm going to try to stick one of them in there. And I lost a cotter pin to this one, so I got to find that in. Oh man. Yeah, this fits in here. This fits in here good. I should have welded it on. I think I can just set this in here though. There we go. I got that extra washer in there without having to weld it, which is good. Oh, okay. All right, she's definitely tighter, but all right, stand by. I just found the cotter pin. Take this old one out. put the new one in. Should be good for another 50 years. Let's see if I can put another washer in here. Yeah, see? It's too tight up front here for another washer, so years of wear and tear. We got one washer on each side of the tongue in the back. We only did one on one side here in the front, but we've stopped a lot of the movement that we were getting. All right. I guess we'll call that good for now. Okay, what's next? This thing right here is supposed to hold the trailer up when you're loading. Because right now, like I said at the beginning of the video, the trailer doesn't want to stay up because it's the axle's like right in the middle, so it always wants to fall down. So these are the instructions. We got to be 19.75 inches away when it's tipped and 12.25 inches from bracket to bracket when the trailer's closed. And it's got these stupid little clips on here that I'm sure I will lose before the end of the day. So I might as well take them off so that there's a chance that I won't lose them. Put them in this magnetic dish or under the trailer. And this says this one needs to go here. The exposed end of the shaft needs to go there. And then the other end needs to go way up there. I'm guessing we have to leave this off. Or what am I doing? I don't know. I had to shut the camera off. It took a little thinking. I had to read the instructions, and then my neighbor came over and wanted to chit chat. So here I am. I've got everything measured out. We're gonna mount the top bracket right here. The bottom bracket is gonna go down here, and we're gonna secure it like this. Hopefully it works. This one we're gonna put, this kit came with tech screws. I don't imagine that the tech screws are gonna last long, so I'm gonna tech screw it in. We'll make sure it works, and then someday I'll go ahead and weld it on so it's permanent. But tech screws up here should be fine. I'm just gonna have to grind them off, cut them off flush at the top, but I think we're okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get them installed, and then I'll be right back. Oy, oy, oy. Brand new drill bit though, love it. Whew. I'm gonna end up welding this on here. I can see it, but I don't know, maybe not. I got this kit off Amazon. I'll put a link in there for you if you're interested. Okay. In theory, according to the instructions, this thing will fit on there now. I gotta lower the tongue. All right, I gotta lower the tongue. Stand by. All right, tongue is lowered. Now, according to the instructions, this thing will fit. Oh boy. I don't know if she's gonna fit. I gotta see if I can get the deck up higher. Oh yeah, she came down a little bit. Okay, now according to the instructions, it'll fit. Boy, she's so close right now. Son of a gun. She's close. All right. What am I gonna do here? Yeah. You see that? Look how close this is. I gotta raise up this deck a little bit. Stand by. All right. Now, according to the instructions, it'll fit. Or not. Stand by. Now, according to the instructions, it'll fit. Like a glove. All right, I'm gonna put these, remember these? Put these in. Okay. This is not the easiest thing to do when you can't see stuff. Okay. I think we're installed. I think. Okay. I think we're done under the trailer for right now. We're gonna move on to something a little more fun. Trailer stays up by itself now. Let's put some tires on, see if they fit. The trailer's got some 14-inch wheels on it. It's been like this forever, but it originally came with 15-inch wheels, so I bought some 15-inch replacement wheels and tires. They should bolt on. It's 5 by 4.5 bolt pattern. Worried about the fender clearance, but I think we'll be all right. And also, I saved $40 per tire buying these from my local tire store instead of going to a big box. So if you got to buy tires, check out your local mom and pop. So these are the tires that I ended up getting. They are tubeless. They are 205/75 R15s. And in theory, they should just bolt on. Let's do that. Don't kneel on a lug nut. It hurts more than you think it would. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get the other side. And while I'm doing that, let me show you what I did in the Jeep the other day. The Jeep is getting to the point where I'm starting to do things to add some comfort and just some niceties. So while I change this out, let's go look at the Jeep. So I painted the interior. I don't remember exactly what the color is, but I'll show you the can that I used. I just cleaned these panels up nice, hit it with a scuff pad in areas that I had to, and now the interior matches, which is something that I've never had. This is the paint I used. It's saddle tan. I think I'm going to actually put a rug and a back seat in it. I've got both. I just haven't ever put them in. All right, so we made a bunch of upgrades to this trailer. It's coming along nicely, and one thing we're lacking on this thing is tie downs. There's a bunch of 1/2-inch holes all the way around the frame of this trailer. I was going to go ahead and weld a bunch of anchor points on this trailer when I'm not using the Rhino system, because really the only thing I put on here is my tractor. And so I wanted to come up with a way to do anchor points, but I really don't want to make another project out of it. So I bought these clevis hooks at Tractor Supply, and they just thread in. They thread in like that. And so now what I can do is I can find a 1/2-inch hole. I can thread them in here. I got an anchor point right here. If I want to move it up a little bit, I got another anchor point right here. And these holes go all the way around the trailer. So instead of making a project out of it, I'm just going to keep a bunch of these in the tongue box, and then I can put them wherever I need them, whether it be up in the front or in the back. I'll have anchor points. And when I went to buy these yesterday, I bought the last 2, so I'll go back and I'll buy, I don't know, probably 2 or 4 more, and then I'll have a nice anchor point set up. All right, that's it for today's video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. You are better than most. Other than all of these tools right here, other than all these, this was a simple project. It took me about an hour and a half. We had some safety, we had some functionality. We'll see you in the next video.